How we're on now.
Ready?
Yeah.
Alright, first and foremost, we want to say
Kahala Yahweh,
We double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone.
Yeah.
The salutation to the Atkins pushing his word in true sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Can you get from me Habakkuk 2 and 6?
This is the book.
Start from maybe 8. Just read 7. I think there's 16 verses in that chapter.
There's
20, okay.
Okay. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse
2 and start from 7.
7. Okay. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them?
And you know what? This is it. This is that prophecy playing out right now. The word booty is a word that's used for spoils of war, which include women, the food, and the money that you get from the plunder that you get from war. So these so-called white people, the elites, what's their booty? It's us. Because if it wasn't for America, these so-called white people, these elites are so proud of America, but they don't know they needed us. I mean, but they regard or they reject the fact that they needed us to build it. You know what I'm saying? They wanna, which is crazy. He's not an idiot because they have that on their Georgia Guidestones where they want to get rid of 500,000, or they want to put the world population down to about 500 million, and we're at like 8 billion, just a bit over 8 billion right now. So they want to get rid of all that and just keep, which is just keep all the riches. Listen, you can't. It was off of Israel's back and their blood, sweat, and tears that America was built. It was off the almost the complete genocide of North American Indians here, Gad, that Christopher Columbus learned the way of the earth on this side of the hemisphere. So that's the time we're living in right now, and Jake doesn't understand that. Jake, see 2/3 of Israel, which is Negroes, Latinos, North American Indian, you have no faith. That's why you can't endure this hell that we're in. That's why you do what we call a sell out. As simple as that. You have no faith. Nothing within you is helping you see the future destination or the final destination when you're going through all this hell. That's with I know many brothers can testimony to this, but when we're going through hell, one of the things you want to remember is the kingdom. You want to remember why you're doing this.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense to give up when you're going through hell. You don't even know why you're in this.
Yeah.
Well, then the scriptures tell yourself you shouldn't be in this at all.
Yeah. Exactly. Because if you don't know why you're in it, sooner or later you're just gonna give up and not want to go through that that rough road. That like you said in scripture, the straight gate. You got to know the purpose of why you're out here, what you're fighting for, because there's a bigger purpose to this than just you being a man of the Lord, man. There's actually there's a lot more of understanding of things to come that you got to understand why are you in this, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right. That's a question that should be asked upon yourself, man.
Yeah.
You gotta know. Yeah, you gotta have that reason, know why you do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like with sports, man.
Yeah.
Why are you going to practice? Because you want to be one of the best players to ever play ball, right?
That's right.
Or football or whatever it is, right?
Play.
Whatever passion it is, man. Why are you in this truth, man? What do you want from it? But it all goes back to how much faith the Lord gives you. And if you lack faith, like the scripture says, just pray for it, man. The Lord will give you more faith.
Let me show you a good example of confusion. Now, these people in the churches, you'll ask them the same question. Well, why do you do what you do? Why do you believe in the Lord and Jesus Christ and whatsoever? And they'll say, because they'll either go into one or two things. They'll go into a personal story of how the Lord saved their life through something and then it made them a Christian. Or they'll say it's to reach salvation. But at the same time, they'll say that they're already saved.
Yeah.
Complete confusion.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
So where does that come from? That comes from lack of understanding of the scriptures.
Yeah.
That's why they talk like that, because their teachers didn't teach them the right way.
Yeah.
See, here, us in Great Millstone, another check mark to know that we're the men of the Lord, starting with the apostles, is we don't contradict our words.
Yeah.
You know, those of us who are sincerely studying and doing this work. Cause you got some double agents in GMS too.
Yeah.
It was just crazy because those double agents, if you like, for you brothers who are watching and sisters who are watching, if you don't have the spirit of discernment, those guys that are double agents in GMS can paint the picture for all of GMS, and then therefore you'll just say, I'm gonna stop listening to these guys because it's one person.
Yeah.
But again, you lack understanding. Did not the scripture say some shall come crept unaware?
Yeah.
Certain shall come crept unaware. Well, look at Yahushua's brother, Judas Iscariot. That's a blood brother who sold him out. So that's how deep this thing gets. But going back to these churches, that's how you know they're not being taught right.
Yeah.
That's why we don't mingle ourselves in the churches. And people look at us and give us grief and think we're assholes for it, but we know what we're doing, man.
Yeah.
We're not gonna mingle ourselves with people who don't know what they're talking about. When this is not a joke.
Yeah.
If this was a joke, okay, sure, I don't care what church I go to. It's not even real anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Because that's the thing about these people in the churches, and even sometimes, you know, like even when we're in the world, myself included, right? You know, like sometimes you just hear things and you repeat it, and you actually might put it in a perfect sentence, but you really don't have a really good understanding of what you're actually saying. But then when you actually look more into it and actually get the full understanding of it, whether, you know, if you search up the word or whatever, and then it actually makes sense, and it's up, you know, and then, you know, it's a lot clearer of what you're saying, right? Rather than you just repeating it, right? Because that's the thing about these people in these churches. They repeat what their pastors tell them. They repeat what they've heard from their parents, generations over and over and over again. And then to a point where if you actually just sit down and actually take time to understand what you're saying, it doesn't actually make sense according to the scriptures. Because like the brother said, if you ask them, you know, why are you doing the work of the Lord, so-called, right? Because they think they're doing the work of the Lord.
Yeah.
They'll tell you, you know, to seek salvation, you know, or, you know, this is my calling from the Lord.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then, you know, when you ask them, are you saved yet? They'll say yes. But that doesn't make sense. How are you saved already if you're doing the work to get saved?
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
It honestly does not make any sense. But that goes to show that they just repeat what they hear because it sounds good to the ears, man.
Yeah.
So then now when you ask them, you know, the men of the Lord in the scriptures, you know, what kind of a lifestyle do they have? You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Fit that with you because the scriptures tell you that, you know, the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So if you claim to be a man of the Lord and doing the work of the Lord, then you should also fit the same lifestyle that the men of the Lord in the scriptures have, you know, had always had.
That's right.
Right? Because the men of the Lord, you know, they were, you know, basically spat on, you know, they were looked on, you know, just like a, you know, like a bunch
Paul
of
was
bums.
killed,
Right?
and
Killed.
back to life.
Exactly. You know, that's the lifestyle that a man of the Lord would have. And that's the same thing that's happening to us when people think we're crazy and so on and on, right? But it just goes to show you again, you gotta fit the dots, man, you know? Put 1 and 2 together, man.
It's crazy because, you know, those same church people, this is a small note, but this just piggybacking off what you're saying,
Yeah.
these church people will say, well, look, like if the apostles, including Yahushua, let's say the elect are here today, but let's say they were here today with the same mindset that they had back 2,000 years ago in Yahushua's time.
Yeah.
If they were here and today, they would be regarded as criminals, thugs, because their lifestyle always includes death. Because like the brother was saying, look at their lifestyle. If you're someone who claims to be a man of the Lord, and you claim to be doing the work, but you're living like lavishly. I mean, you're living nice. Nothing wrong ever happens to you. If there's not a ding that goes in your head, Yahushua is not dealing with you.
Yeah.
Because like the brother said, that's a good example. A key point or a key example is looking at the lives of the men of the Lord. How do they live?
Yeah.
Were they always getting into the new business to make the most money? Were they always looking for the American dream or the Roman dream, so to speak, back then? You know, or did they just simply do the work and teach? Was passion?
Yeah.
And not just passion, because passion that doesn't have the truth is empty. It's just like foolishness.
Yeah.
You can be passionate, but if you don't actually know what you're talking about, it's like, it's cool, bro. At least that's why the scriptures say they have zeal, but not according to knowledge.
Yeah. Exactly, man.
And
You
that's
know.
these churches, man.
Yeah, and then just going back to the lifestyle, if you claim to be a man of the Lord, and then, like when you ask yourself, what kind of a lifestyle did the men in the scriptures have, if it's not, right, if it's not the same, lifestyle that you have right now, right, because, if you ask them, the men of the Lord, did they have a lifestyle of living good and so on and on? Obviously that's a no. So then why the hell do you come to be a man of the Lord when you're living good? Because they like to, basically, I'm gonna put it under, the umbrella of, the Lord will, give you, more, prosperity.
Yeah, prosperity.
They like to, give, basically say, if you give, you give, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, the Lord said that if you are without chastisement, then you are children of bastards, man. Right? So there you go, man.
That's
right?
deep. That's a deep point. Man.
Exactly, man. Because even if you're a man of the Lord, look at Job.
Yeah.
It said that Job was without sin, man. So like I said, like I'm a Job, he was righteous, and he was, I'm a upright.
Upright,
right?
Upright man.
So
he had that bet with Satan.
Yeah, exactly. What did Job do for the Lord to, basically put him through hell? Nothing.
Yeah.
It was just the Lord's will. But again, it goes to show you that the Lord loved Job. I'm a Job, right? Just to put him through that hell so then he could understand. Because then after he got more than what he actually had.
Yeah, come on. He became a better man.
That's crazy.
He got more riches. Yeah. He got more kids.
That's right.
Like he had every which is that logic of that logic right there makes sense.
Yeah.
You have to get down and dirty, so to speak, to get your reward.
Yeah. So, even if you're, a man of the Lord and you're living good, you should still worry if the Lord is not putting you through hell, man.
Yeah, you should still a little, because, like, again, you can't, like, how you get better? How are you supposed to get better if you haven't experienced these times?
Yeah. And honestly, that's the thing, it's just kind of like with a coach, right? You got a bunch of, I'm a players on the team, right? And you as a coach, if you get, on one person a lot, most likely it means that, you actually believe in that person and you want to see them do better. That's why you're correcting them.
Yeah.
But if there's, other players that, you don't really care about, then it's...
too much to them.
Yeah, you don't really pay attention to him. That's the same thing, man. Your father, if your father loves you, he'll get on you. Why? Because he wants you to do better than he did, when he was, at that age, so on and on, right?
Yeah, well, what's that scripture Yahushua talks about in Revelation that if you want to hold?
Kind of.
What was it called? Revelation. It's in Revelation 3, but it talks about how the Lord chastises me, love it.
Yeah, kind of. I'll get that.
That's right. Okay, that's the point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Yahushua is another example, right? Outside of Job, Yahushua is another example someone who's direct line the son of the Lord, first begotten son, and yet still all the look at his life.
Yeah.
And he was born rich too, so that's even deep because the apostles and the different men that were following Yahushua at the time, not all of them were rich. Some of them were actually considered as delinquents, like the Republicans, talking to them. But when Yahushua was born, he was even born rich, which shows you a rich lifestyle isn't what you should have.
Yeah.
Because when Yahushua came, he was born rich, but what did he do? He gave up his riches to do this work.
Okay, I found the scripture, right?
Okay.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 9. For you know that the grace of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor.
For the truth, for your sakes, for the elect's sake, ultimately all of Israel.
That ye through his poverty might be rich. So it makes sense, man. You go through that poverty, you're gonna be richer because why?
That's spiritual.
Yeah,
what kind of riches is it talking
exactly, man. That's crazy, man.
See, when you read these, you're not gonna get these in the churches, man. We sound like broken records, but that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to teach the same thing over and over again until Yahushua comes. Because you get in the churches, you're not gonna get this kind of teaching. Like, especially because they don't have the truth. They don't have the right teachers up there.
Yeah, they're under the 501c3 charter, which means that they can only teach about the so-called good things, why to keep you coming back for more?
Or even worse yet, only teach what Esau allows them to teach,
Exactly, man.
whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, exactly. Why? Because you're most likely going through hell. That's why you're in the churches, because you want to seek salvation,
Yeah.
right? So then, a lot of people who are fucking so-called Edomites, old as hell, now all of a sudden, throughout their whole lives, now when they're old, they can't even fucking walk. Then that's when, they want to go to church and seek salvation and then say,
that's Jake.
I lived a good life.
And that's Jake's mentality, man. Jake's
what I mean?
mentality will wait. Jake will wait until he finally has drank all the lemons, so to speak,
Yeah.
or drank all the lemon juice out of all the lemons, and then seek the Most High.
Yeah.
So let me live nice for a bit, okay?
Yeah.
And 2 months come, then the house has
That
come.
coming, then
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. That's how Jake is.
It's too late, right? So, with these people, they do that, but it's too late, man. But, the Lord, He became poor, so then we could learn about about the rough times, again, to appreciate the good. It's the same thing, man, Nothing good comes easy, and if it does, you should worry, man, because it's gonna be, it's most likely gonna disappear in a heartbeat, man.
It's
You
not,
know
it's
what I
not
mean?
valuable, yeah.
Yeah, and it says, Revelation chapter 3, verse 19. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten.
That's right.
Be zealous, therefore, and repent.
That's why we don't let women out here, man.
Good.
Because man, if you're from the outside coming in, you're gonna get rebuked and chastened because you're from the outside coming in. That alone, that is a default.
Yeah.
If you're in the world, we're in this truth and we still get chastised.
Yeah.
So if you're in the world, you're gonna get chastised coming into this thing.
Yeah.
But you have to be a man of understanding. If your house is dealing with you and you're a man of understanding, you will see the chastisement and the rebuking as love.
Mm-hmm.
You will, because you'll understand. Well, yeah, they might be saying in a harsh manner, but the information is very valuable and key.
Yeah.
It's true. When we're out here, when we're telling, if you're a Jake that that has been sleeping with other men's women and doing drugs and so on and so on, and we curse you out about that, we should be respected. We should be respected for that, not hated for it. But that's the society we live in. That's the mindset that 99.9% of the world is in. That one being the elect. That's not in that mind state.
That's right. We have to rebuke, man. And that's the thing too, is that when you're on the outside and when you come, in, right? You have to humble yourself and accept rebuke, because most likely you were doing something evil, something bad in the world. So therefore you actually seek the Lord, and you repented. So then therefore, if someone was to come, someone in this truth, to tell you what you're doing is wrong, don't be smoking no more, and don't be eating pork and so on and on, that should not hurt you. And if it does, suck it up, man, and just be like, what, this is correct, man. I want to seek repentance, man. You know what I mean? This is the book of Job chapter 5 verse 17. Behold, happy is the man whom Yahweh shall correcteth. Right? Therefore despise not thou the chastisement of the Almighty. For he maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles.
You don't
Yea.
agree?
How you doing?
Good.
I just see it with you.
Yeah.
So what?
You don't agree?
No.
Why not?
You don't agree that these are the Israelites that the Bible speaks about?
Is it not? This is not like what you're talking about. You're talking about tribes of Israel.
You mean you're not
So,
talking about it?
like, are you talking? No. Are you talking about like this is the actual descendant of Judah?
So, yeah.
So according to the Bible.
Yeah.
According to the Bible.
According to the Bible, because they actually fit
Absolutely.
the
You can prove it.
curses
You
in
can
the
prove it.
scriptures.
They fit the
Hey, again, man, you know what?
They fit, they fit the curses,
Yeah.
they fit the physical characteristics, and then a good way to prove it is looking at Jesus Christ. Where is he from? Jew, right? He's a Jew, from the tribe of Judah. Now, in Jeremiah 14 and 2?
Yeah.
It says that Judah's black onto the ground. And then on top of that, it explains in Revelation
So
Jesus
you
Christ,
so
what he looks
Judah.
like.
So you think Judah, or you so you think that Jesus was Negro?
Yeah,
He
Jesus,
was dark skinned.
it's in the book of Revelation.
He would have been a brown skin.
even darker.
Well, yeah,
Okay, read the book of
yeah,
Revelation.
because there's actually no such thing as a black man. We're just darker shades of brown.
Yeah, it's true.
I agree.
Right?
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Like this.
Are you guys talking? Are you talking from a
opposed to-
Mormon perspective, or are you talking?
No.
What are you talking about? Because like I
This
don't
is-
I don't
this is-
understand
this is
where I don't understand
Hebrew
where
Israelites.
you're.
Hebrew Israelites.
We're the Hebrew Israelites,
Hebrew Israelites.
according to the scripture. There's no such thing as a religion in the Bible. The Bible was not a religion. It's a book of statutes and commandments.
To these people. Now, my point, not to go all over the place, but my point on, just for example, Judah being the Negroes. Well, if you look at, you got Revelation?
Isn't there like any like DNA stuff that would like
Okay, but
are you talking not
No,
DNA?
no, not DNA.
So
It's
you're
all
talking
fake.
just in blessings and curses. You're saying this is who this is turned out to be.
They fit the prophecy.
No, not through just blessing and cursing.
But
What we're saying is, what I'm saying is, this is DNA.
Slavery.
But what I'm saying, hold on. But what I'm saying is, you can't trace the DNA from the house. You can't do that. But, so then in the scriptures, when it says, get Romans 8 and 16.
860.
Yeah, Romans 8 and 16.
Yeah. It's the book of Romans, chapter 8,
Yeah, I know.
verse 16. It says, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh."
Now, what does that
God.
mean? We, right?
Who?
So the Spirit
You're
itself.
talking about Paul, and Paul speaking to the church in Rome. He was
Okay.
speaking to the Christians.
Okay,
who?
hold on.
To the
Well,
Romans.
Okay, so was Paul an Israelite?
Paul was Paul.
Yeah.
He was
a
an Israelite.
Jewish person.
Yeah, he was an Israelite.
From Jew.
No,
He's a Hebrew.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
a Hebrew. Yeah,
He's a
he's a-
Pharisee. Pharisee of
Yeah.
Pharisees.
Then
Yeah,
he was a,
yeah.
And he was from Judah.
No,
No, he wasn't.
no.
He was a Jew.
No. He
Yeah,
was from
what do you think a
Benjamin.
Jew means?
Don't
What do you think Jew
worry,
means?
you
Yeah,
get,
sorry,
the
sorry.
scripture.
Yeah,
Get the scripture.
this is the book of Romans 11 and
Get
1.
the scripture. Hold on.
What do you think a Jew means? He was a father, like his father was Jewish, and his mother.
Okay, that's what you
Or,
said.
sorry, no. Father was Roman. Sorry, and mother was Jewish.
Okay, so then we're going to read the scripture, and it's going to say that he's a Benjamite. So
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you, then why is he saying he's a Benjamite
Okay, then-
if he's a Jew?
Okay, let me see that.
This is the book of Romans 11 and 1. I
You guys
say,
belong to a church here in town?
yeah, right here.
This is the church right
Oh,
here.
this is it, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is, yeah, see this? But
ahead, read.
anyways, this is Romans 11 and 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
Okay.
Okay. So he's not.
Okay, do you guys know where Benjamin is?
Yeah.
Like where it was given the land is circled by Jude, like
Okay,
from
okay,
Judea.
So what's your point? What are you saying?
Okay, so the Jew. Okay, so here's where the Jews come from. Okay, just so you guys know. Okay.
We
So-
know where the Jews are Israelites.
They're
Jew-
Hebrew
No.
Israelites.
The Israelites, they split into two different tribes. The tribe in the
Yeah,
north is
they
the
did.
Israel.
They
Okay,
did.
I know. Just wait. Okay, so that you have the tribe in the north who became the Israelites, and the tribe in the bottom who became Judah and Benjamin. Benjamin was encompassed within Judah because of the land.
Yeah.
So when
I know what
they
you're saying.
followed the laws of God, the
But that doesn't
Jewish,
make him a
but not
Judite. It
Israelites.
doesn't make him a Judite. He's still a Benjamin.
Okay, but when it came to the law, he followed the laws of the Jews, who was from Judah
That's actually
in
the
the
law
kingdom.
of Israel.
It was the kingdom of Judah, though. Okay, so when you're
Okay.
talking about a Jewish
When
person,
Moses took him out of Egypt, okay, when he took him out of Egypt, right? When he took him out of Egypt,
Yep.
the laws and the statutes, you get Deuteronomy 16 and 15. When he gave him laws, statutes, Deuteronomy 28 and 15, sorry. When he gave him laws, statutes, and commandments,
I got
right?
one in
From the
Leviticus
Lord.
too.
Because it wasn't just the 10 commandments, it's more than the 10
to
commandments.
all of Israel. Okay, you're
Yeah.
talking to all of Israel.
That's what I'm saying. Well, so at this point, you're talking to all of Israel. So what I'm saying is the nation is Israel. Hold on, walk with me. The nation is Israel, but there's 12 tribes in that nation. So,
Yes.
and so in Revelation,
I
it says,
understand.
okay, so in Revelation it says 12 and 12, 144,000.
Yeah.
Now, when we go to the Jews, one of those nations, for example, these guys are the Negroes. How do we prove it? By reading Revelation 13, the description of Jesus Christ. Because when you say Jesus Christ, you agree with me.
He wasn't white.
Okay, but that's
I
what
get
we're
that,
saying.
but okay, but that's
So-
where you're going to the opposite extreme, though, saying that he was black when he wasn't. Like he wasn't.
Okay, well then
he
you
would've
paint this
been-
picture. Okay, then you tell me what this is saying. You read Revelation. You
This-
tell me what
What's
it's
the
saying.
whole point? You're just trying to prove
I'm
that.
not sure.
No,
what
there's
the-
more than that. There's more than just on color. Really, if the end result is to share the truth so that you don't take the chip, the mark of the beast that's coming.
Oh,
soon.
okay.
That's the end
Which
result.
is probably an economic mark.
Which is actually the RFID chip. We believe through scriptures is the RFID chip, which stands for radio frequency identification device.
Some kind of an economic mark.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
not a literal
that's what he
stamp
said.
on your
He's
forehead,
just-
right?
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is
Like a
that
computer chip or
Yeah,
whatever.
computer
okay,
chip.
so
Now-
we're okay. Sorry, read
Yeah,
read
read that
Revelation.
Revelation
on what
real
you're
quick.
talking about.
This is Revelation 1:1, the revelation of Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Right? Verse 13. I'm just going to get to the point. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot and girded about the paps of the golden girdle. Oh, it's cool. Yeah. It says, his head and his hairs were white like wool.
so that two things right there is giving you a color and a texture, right? Wool is the texture, white's the color. White hair. Which actually in Hebrew or
Okay, keep going. Just read the verse.
Oh,
read the
hold
verse.
on, hold on. Be patient, be patient.
We have to break it down.
That word actually means gray. So you had woolly, white hair, gray hair.
Right. What's the matter with what the color of his hair was anyway?
Okay, keep going.
Keep going.
It said his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass.
Fine breath.
This is the resurrected Jesus you're talking about.
Yeah.
When he returns in his glory.
Yeah, so fine brass. We know that's not dark, that's kind of lightish brown, right? Go ahead.
They try to.
And-
Fine brass, hold on.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace.
So even darker.
It's the best they could do with words, right?
So even darker. So if you
So
if
the
you
streets of
logically-
gold. Do you guys think that it was really the streets of gold?
It wasn't gold. It said his feet.
No, I know, but I'm just Revelation is all symbolic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when he talks about
Some of it's literal.
massive, okay, so when he talks about massive,
Not all of it.
massive grasshoppers that were flying through,
Yeah.
right?
talking
Was
about
that
the helicopters.
helicopters?
Yeah,
Could have been.
helicopter,
It could have
yeah.
been, but we don't know that for sure. Or when we're talking about streets of gold, was it really streets of gold and sapphire and all that? We don't know, but that's what he would have gone with because that's all we
Okay,
would know.
so is your point that because we don't know for sure if darker than brass, burnt brass doesn't mean black, we shouldn't believe it?
No, what I'm saying is by trying to make this, I don't know if you're trying to
No,
make
no,
it
this is
about
just
color.
one point of many things.
Okay, but
This
if
is
you're
just one
trying to
point.
make it about color,
No, we're not.
you're going about it wrong.
No, we're not,
That's what I'm
because
saying.
the importance of the color is that who do you think? Okay, Jews. Okay, Israel. Where is Benjamin today? Who are the Benjamites in the world? Who are they?
Well, that I
Who are they? You don't know, right? Okay, so that's fair.
They would know.
Okay, that's fair. That's
But
fair.
that would be like
I know,
saying,
but that's fair. That's not
where
my
do
point.
I come from?
That's not my point. That's fair. Judah, the Jews. Who are the Jews today? You know who the Jewish people are today, right?
The people who were born of
Who are they? What do they look like? Where do they live right now?
they
In
live
Israel.
Well, lots. They live around the
Okay,
world.
most of them predominantly in Israel, right?
No, actually, there's less of like within the last 10 years.
My
there's
point.
more. No,
Listen,
within the
my
last
point
10 years.
my point is that you, the image for a Jew, you have those guys out there in the top hat with the what's it called, the side locks all the way going down. That's
Okay,
what your image is of a Jew.
Like a Hollywood.
Hollywood,
Jesus.
I guess. Yeah,
That's
like a
what you're
Hollywood
talking-
Jesus.
Okay.
What we're saying is the real Jews, according to the scriptures, because for instance, for us, Negroes, for example, they'll say that when I ask you what's their nationality, they'll say I'm African American. You can't be two continents.
Or black.
Or I'm
This
black.
doesn't matter in Christianity.
See,
I
what
don't know
you-
what you're talking. Like I know
It's
what
a
you're
part
talking.
of the truth.
It's all in the
Listen,
Bible.
it's-
Part of it, but
It
it's
is.
not
But
the end goal.
this isn't the
That's
gospel.
what I'm not-
Like,
that's
this
what I'm
is
saying.
so
But you
What
throw
I'm-
people off.
See,
though.
no. See,
Like,
what I'm
you're
saying
trying to
is
make it
what
about
I'm
something
confuse
else.
people.
Preach the gospel here.
You guys
simple.
don't. What's the? Is the gospel?
Simple.
Is this the gospel? Is not the gospel the whole truth? Is the gospel the whole truth? Yes or no?
This is
Is the gospel the whole truth? Yes or
the
no?
king. This is not the
I'm
gospel.
just asking you. Is the gospel the whole truth?
Jesus,
Yes or
Jesus
no?
is the whole truth.
Which is where? In the Bible,
Yeah,
right?
don't even.
In John, in John 1:1.
Is the gospel the whole truth? Yes or no?
Not
Simple.
Okay,
Let
people
your
can
yea be
interpret.
yea.
No, listen.
Is that?
If
I-
you
your
interpret
yea
the
be.
gospel incorrectly,
You're right. I know.
There's
but
a
I'm asking
prosperity
different
gospel.
Question. I'm asking
How
a
do you
different
know?
question.
How do you know that we're doing it incorrectly when we ask you where is the Benjamites today and you don't know?
that has nothing to do with the gospel.
It's in the Bible, isn't it?
It is.
It's in the Bible, so everything in the Bible is important.
So
Yeah.
that's,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. The gospel.
So there you go. So we're
Now,
talking
there's
about
different
that.
degrees of importance. I know
But
what you're
why is
saying.
it important to you?
There's,
No.
Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. There's different degrees of importance. You're right. I get that. Color's not that much of an importance. That's cool. Color's not that much of an importance, but it is to a certain effect. If the so-called Negroes
This is
don't
going
know,
to throw people off.
of course it is, because it's not shown as the truth in today's society.
Hey,
No,
the men
it's
of the
gonna-
Lord were all killed.
To bring people over here, you're going to turn them away.
Oh,
From
why were the
gospel.
men
This
of the
isn't
Lord
going to draw them.
broken?
Listen. It's
I'm
not
going to
our
go here
job.
short because I have to go.
I know, but it's
But
not
this
our
is-
job to bring people in. We're just messengers. Who brings people in? The Lord.
Okay,
It's
well
the
then,
Lord who does it.
well then,
You're just the
but this
messenger.
isn't the way he's not going to use
You
you.
can't disprove what we're doing.
No, I can't, but he's not
So
going to use
for
you.
you to say it's wrong, you have to disprove it according to the Bible, because we're a user. And I know you read the Bible. You're a Christian and everything. Now let me ask you: Is who are who are these people? Because the book's only given to the Israelites, not given to every other nation in the world.
When we were grafted in as Christians,
Ooh.
where it talks with, as a Christian, we've been grafted
You got
into
two
the line of
definitions for
Abraham.
the word Gentile. I know what you're talking about. You got two definitions for the word Gentile. You got Gentiles who are actual Gentiles.
but that's
Leave
what-
her, leave her. That's not our
But
fault.
this is my point.
That's not our point.
Like, there
It's
could
the
be
Lord who
some-
controls that. Leave it. We're just
Okay,
messengers.
okay, I'll let you go.
What? You got two definitions of Gentiles. You got Gentiles who are Gentiles, and then you got Israelite foreigners. Gentiles, Israelites. We didn't know they were Israelites,
Therefore,
but therefore they were called Gentiles. So when you talk about the Gentiles being grafted in,
They were just
they were
Israel-
still Israelites who didn't know they were Israelites, and that's according to the Bible. I know you gotta go, so we can't
There
go
were
too
still
much.
Israelites who, sorry, say
So-
there were still Israelites
No,
who
the
didn't know
Gentiles,
they were Israelites.
yes, the Gentiles that were grafted in are still Israelites who
But-
just didn't know they were Israelites.
by bloodline.
By bloodline. And you can prove that, but you gotta go quick, so when you come back,
Okay.
we'll show you through the scriptures.
But long story short, whether or not at this point in time, whether or not somebody is Jewish,
That's
Benjamin,
important. No,
whatever,
it is important. It is
it's
important.
whether or not they accept Jesus
Salvation,
Christ
no,
as their Lord and
no,
Savior.
no. Salvation is only
That
for
would be
Israel.
different, because that's not.
It tells you in the
Well,
book
then
of
we should-
Revelation,
you
the seventh
bring your
chapter.
Bible, bring your Bible, then
So
prove it.
are you saying it's
Then
not for
prove
everyone?
it. The script, the Bible-
Salvation's not for
Listen,
everyone?
listen, forget it. The
Salvation is
Bible
only
says-
of the Jews. It tells you that in the Bible.
I get it.
Man,
You're
you guys
saying
are in a
no,
rough
that's
place,
fine.
man.
All right,
But I
man.
want you to prove it. because if
But I
you-
love you
if you're
guys.
gonna say you gotta prove it.
You don't even know us. How do you love me?
Because that's the greatest commandment.
Okay, what is
Where?
love?
What scripture?
God
What
is
verse?
love.
What verse?
That-
What chapter?
according to the Bible?
Read it right now.
No, it tells you
For as
that.
many as received
What-
it, to them he
what
gave the
chapter?
power to be called the
What-
children of
okay,
God.
I'm
Do you need to
asking.
Google it?
Yeah,
Like that
Google
should be.
it.
How do you not know that verse?
What do you mean? What if I don't know anything about the Bible and I ask you a question? You're gonna guess what you're gonna say to me?
No, because
Exactly,
I know that
so
you're
Google
acting
it.
like you have it.
Google it and get it. But what I'm saying is you can't disprove that. And if you're gonna disprove it,
I'm
then
gonna
get
go.
it and then disprove it.
We'll do this another time. We'll talk.
There you go. There you go, man. You
The way
can
that
come
you
up
wanna
here.
go.
You can come up here and say it wrong
This
all
is
you
the
want.
gospel.
That's
Preach
fine.
the gospel.
It's what is the gospel the whole truth or not?
It's the whole truth.
Yes or no?
nothing but the
Yes
truth,
or
so
no?
help you God.
Yes or no? Is the gospel the whole truth? Yes or no?
The whole truth and nothing but
Yes?
the truth. To
Okay.
help you God. That's
See,
what
there you go. Yo,
Preach
that's
the
that's
gospel.
that's
Don't make it massive.
that's how you know he doesn't know what he's talking about. If you know what you're doing, your questions, your answers should be straightforward. I asked him, is the gospel the whole truth? Yes or no?
And
Now,
he can't
I asked him
answer.
8 to 10 times, not once could he answer that. Because part of the whole truth does mean talking about color and the image of the people. Yes, but it's not very important. No, there is an extent of importance, though. So
How
it's
come
part
it's, how come it's so important to you guys?
well, because it's identity theft. Completely identity theft. They're stealing the identity.
Some people would do that, yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
man,
that's-
listen,
they're probably
think
deceived in
about
some way,
think about
right?
it this way.
Yeah.
If I was walking around with your SIN number, opening up so many accounts, getting you in so much debt, that's identity theft.
So do you think somebody
In-
stole your identity?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Well, that's what we're saying. The Jews that you know of today, when you see a Jewish people, according to the Bible, those are not the real Jews.
Yeah, and it tells you right
That
here.
doesn't matter though.
Doesn't
Yes.
matter to you. To you. You're
No,
thinking
No,
about yourself.
But in the grand scheme of things, in
No.
Christianity,
What? Okay, fine.
right?
Hold on. Then what
to,
is
to
the grand-
individuals, maybe.
Okay, so
certain
what? Okay,
individuals.
so what is the grand scheme of things then? What is it?
Well, that Jesus is real. Jesus is real. He
Okay.
died for us.
Who's us?
Everyone.
Okay,
He
is that
died for everyone.
okay? Okay, wait.
Sorry, you
hold
guys
on.
believe that.
He
Well,
did it, bro. That's according
he
to the
died
Bible.
for everyone.
According to the Bible,
Is
he
that-
didn't die for everybody.
Is that
wrong.
according to the Bible? You're
Yeah. Jesus died for everyone.
okay. Where is that in the Bible?
Jesus died for everyone.
Where is that in the Bible? I don't know, but I want you to prove it to me. Where is that in the Bible that it says that
No,
Jesus
because
died
it's
for
not in
everyone?
there. You don't know
But
because it's
you-
not in there.
But you're just
we
repeating.
still have a part to play in it. I mean, you
if
need,
you're
you
Israel,
need to
you
choose,
do
right?
have a part to play in it. Listen, okay.
You need
I
to
got a
choose.
scripture,
Okay,
okay?
hold on, hold on.
I still have to choose and receive it. The fact that he died for
Wait,
me.
order. Hold on.
Yeah, just
Hold on,
hold on a
wait.
second. It's more than one question coming at once, right? Just hold your question. What it is, you heard that, and you're just regurgitating it now.
That's why.
Then why can't you bring up the scripture?
Jesus died for me.
That's what you were told.
No,
right?
no. That's what I know.
How do you know? Prove
Because
it to
he
the Bible.
saved me.
Okay, prove it.
Because he saved me from a life of hell.
Okay, prove it according to his word.
Doesn't matter.
gotta say-
I have a
His
person.
word.
I have a personal relationship with him.
Oh, okay, so
Read the
then
He
scripture,
speaks to
man.
me through his word.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
what's
speaks
his
to me
name?
through you.
What's his name?
What's his name?
What's whose name?
Jesus, the Son of the Lord.
Yeah.
What's his name? Is Jesus Christ?
Jesus?
That's not his name.
That's an English name. What's
That's right. Tell me what his other names are.
Oh, so you don't know, but you have a personal
Esau.
relationship.
Right?
There you go. You have a personal relationship, but then when we ask you what his name, you can't tell us.
Yeah, but Jesus is the name. That's how I know him.
Okay, but that's false.
Well, we're saying
Someone
it's
gave you that
false.
name.
So,
Guys, listen.
I said my
Was he a Hebrew Israelite?
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Was he a Hebrew
Jesus
Israelite?
is a God. Jesus is God, and he came to earth as a man.
Was he a Hebrew Israelite in the Bible? He was a Hebrew Israelite, right?
Sure he was.
Okay, so then therefore he was a Hebrew. He spoke Hebrew.
That doesn't
He had a
matter.
Hebrew name.
He
Yes,
died
does
for
matter.
everyone.
Okay, well here it is. It tells you Acts chapter 5, verse 30. The God of our Father raised
the
up.
last 10 years of my life as a born-again Christian, you're gonna tell me it's not true?
It says the God of our fathers raised up Jesus whom you slew and hanged on a tree. Him hath God exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior,
Yeah, he's my
for
prince.
to give
He's my
repentance,
savior.
Hold on.
for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of
This
sins.
is say the whole world. Now, what we're saying is not every. I get it. You know, when someone says everything you
It just
believe
said
is
Israel.
wrong,
It just said
then
Israel.
it's easy to get emotional about it. But we're just giving you truth.
I know,
And
that's
we're-
cool. And I respect that,
And
too.
on top of that, we're not just saying these things. We're proving it according to the word of the man that you say is your
Everybody
Prince and
out here is
Savior.
just gonna be confused.
Well, hey, it's
That's not our fault.
No.
We're here to explain it.
Yeah, but
we're here to explain
if
it.
you guys are Christians,
We're here
you're
to explain
Yeah,
it.
you're here to
So
love
if
people.
you're confused, you come up and ask.
I'm not confused.
yeah,
You are confused.
No, I know.
'Cause you
I know the
believe
truth. The truth is a person.
The truth is a
The
person?
truth is a person. The truth is Jesus.
Bro, you're confused.
What do you guys
You're
preach?
confused.
The truth is a person. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.
They're saying, there you go.
What religion you preach?
What's your
Which
question?
kind of religion you have preaching?
What we preach the truth about the Bible. Who the Israelites are, the end of this society, and the coming of the conversation.
Alright, man.
Your beliefs,
Yeah, guys.
you know, your beliefs are getting destroyed.
You believe what?
We believe in Yahushua.
What?
Yahushua.
What is that?
That's the Son of the Lord.
Yeah?
Yahushua. People know him as Jesus Christ in the Bible. But that's not what he looks like, and that's not his name. This is what he looks like, and this is his name.
You know
Yeah,
Jesus? Jesus is a so-called Negro. If he was to walk the earth today, he would be a so-called black man.
So,
Are you
according
Christian?
to the scriptures?
Yes, it's in the Bible, man. Well, like, what is so far-fetched about that? Like, I just don't
It's
understand.
just demons at the end of the day. It's
You know,
spirit.
because you know what I mean? Because
First time I heard of that.
well, you know what I mean. That's the things that people would say. Oh, Jesus, yeah, he was a white, but then they can't tell you what he was.
Yeah.
But then therefore they have a personal relationship. But then when I ask them what his name, they don't know. Because it just goes to show you, with people, they're emotional, right? And then, you know what I mean? Like, you're right, because like when we ask them questions and ask them to prove what they're saying, and they can't, it actually hurts them, so then therefore they get a backfire.
Pride,
at us, man.
especially
It's
from
pride.
the old bottles, man. It's pride.
Yeah.
You old bottles, when you get confronted by younger men, you can't admit that you're wrong. When you're wrong, that's when they come to your own destruction, man. Like I said, we're just messengers, bro. We don't care if 98% of your giant is confused. And that's on the Lord, not on us. It's the Lord who decides who understand His word or not. Wouldn't that make sense? Just like you decide who comes in your own house, He's gonna decide who understands His word.
You say it. Say it. You're so dumb. Just say it. No, I didn't say
Yo, this is not a joking matter. Any jokes you have, just take it down the street. Alright? You got any jokes?
No, it's not, it's not,
Take it
it's
down
not.
the street.
Jesus is black with Satan.
Satan's the so-called white man, according to the Bible. Yeah, absolutely. Just like black and white, like that's the same reason why it's no one asks themselves this because people are not spiritual enough. But it's the same reason why blacks and whites today, the predominant of them, can't get along. Till today, you can't get along for some reason.
Black people and white people don't get along eventually.
Predominantly,
As a whole, in general.
as a general.
Yeah, but
predominantly.
you're not white. You're an Israelite. She's a Gadite.
Yeah,
but, she thinks she's white.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I look white.
No, you're not white. You're actually a lighter shade of brown.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's why the color white's a curse, because it's not even brown.
You know what I mean? But man,
Hey man,
that one guy,
you know who he is? Hey, Glasswell from RCS. He's a pastor there.
I hate that nigga.
Yo, it's crazy. He's just full of pride, bro. RCS built him up like just by words. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He has no idea what he's talking about. You know?
He said this is for the gospel. He said this is not the gospel. This is not how you're gonna bring people in. I was like, it's not the gospel, the whole truth. He's the answer.
Okay, so then Paul said, "Am I therefore become your enemy?"
Yeah.
So Paul had enemies. So that goes to tell you that Paul spoke some things that people did not like. So put yourself in that shoes.
Come on, how easy
know what I
is it?
mean?
But why do you think that the brother we get upset sometimes because it's amazing how simple this
Yeah.
understanding is, but how complex you guys try to make it.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing when they're saying that. Listen, if the word of the Lord was written the way you guys preach it, fine. Because in the book, what you're saying is cohesive with is consistent with the words of the book. But when you say stuff like, for instance, the gospel's for everybody, but then you read Acts 5 and 30, you're confused.
Yeah.
That's why you need proper understanding. What you believe is not in consistency with the words, and the words have been here longer than you.
Yeah.
So why do you think what you say overshadows what the words are reading or what the words are speaking?
Yeah, man. Yeah, just like that one guy. Nothing mattered to him but Jesus died for me. That's it.
Yeah.
But
How do I
nothing
know?
else mattered according to the scriptures, right? Like when we ask him, this and this, is it in the Bible? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So what the fuck are you
Complete
believing in,
confusion.
man?
Complete confusion.
That is unreal, man.
Complete confusion.
The church, they did a hell of a job, man.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
man, they
Right.
literally fucked people's minds up big time, man. They got you into a point where you can't even reason or actually understand some of the things that they're saying. You just accept everything.
That's right.
You accept everything, and all of it is fucking lies. Because when you get to a point where nothing matters, because when you say that you're a Christian, you believe in God, but then when we ask you to believe,
Prove your belief. Because faith without work is dead.
Dead, right?
So prove it.
Yeah, so when we ask you to prove from the scriptures, and then when we ask you, is the gospel the whole truth, and you can't answer, something's wrong with you, man.
Exactly. Especially for if you get 2 Timothy 2:15 real quick, because especially for you people who like that one guy, that one demon up here who's saying it doesn't matter. The truth is a person. Jesus Christ died for my sin, making it all a personal thing. You know what? I don't disbelieve that Yahushua can do things for you personally. Some brothers have come into this truth through a divine intervention.
Yeah.
I mean, and generally, just being in this truth is a divine intervention. But the fact that when I know if Yahushua did something to me, like for instance, when we saw Chariots years ago.
Yeah.
If someone would have asked me about my personal relationship with Chariots, I could be and guess what? It's true because in the scriptures.
Yeah.
So I can, but this guy he couldn't bring it to the scriptures.
Yeah.
So he's showing you his experience with Yahushua or the Lord was actually false. And the scriptures talk about how the Lord has multiple people in derision. So a lot of people are here in the streets saying that they have this perfect relationship with Jesus Christ, so the words of the Bible don't matter because they have a great relationship with Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I'm laughing at you, bro.
Yeah.
We're laughing at you because we know that that's just the Lord having you in great derision.
Hey, the Lord said, I will laugh at your calamities. So the Lord is laughing at you through us, man.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
That's crazy because,
There you go.
nothing matters. And that's the thing with these people. I have a personal relationship. Jesus saved me.
Yeah.
When you ask them, when you get deep, then that's when they want to,
That's where you lose them.
Yeah, that's when they want to run.
Yeah.
But then, they get offended. When you're asking them questions, if let's say for instance, I have no idea who the Lord is, right? And I'm
Yeah.
asking you sincere questions,
Yeah.
right? You say
Yeah.
Jesus died for me. I say who's
Who's
Jesus?
Jesus, yeah.
You should be able to tell me, he is from the tribe of, Judah, so on and on.
Great
You know what I
detail.
mean? Go into detail about him, because for
Especially when
example,
you claim in personal relationships.
exactly right. For example, if you have a best friend and someone is asking about the best friend, you should be able to tell, your best friend's life story to that individual, from birth to death or whatever it is, right? You should be able to tell that person, what kind of person that they were, right?
Yeah,
But if we ask you, okay, right? Like, you claim to have I'm a so-called best friend. You have a relationship with that best friend. When we ask you, where is your friend from?
Yeah.
And you can't give us his nationality or her nationality, then we're gonna look at you like you're confused, man.
Yeah,
Like
you
you're
don't actually
actually
know
crazy.
where- yeah,
like
you
you
don't
don't,
know where-
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because it's like, bro, like you don't even know your best friend's, nationality, like where he was born.
Yeah, you don't know
what
where
I
that
mean?
person. Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the same thing, man. They don't know that the Lord is from so-called, I'm
Well, this
Israel.
guy,
That's a lot,
man, this guy is a pastor, but two
You don't
things.
know who Benjamin is.
He believed that what's his name was a Judite,
Yeah.
and he was saying
Paul.
that he believed Paul was a Judite, and then on top of that, he believed that Israel, or that everybody that's under Judah is a Jew.
But see, that's the thing. That's the same
That's
thing that the people.
complete madness.
The same thing that people that in Israel today, when you ask them what tribe are you from, they all say fucking Jew.
Jew,
man.
and it's the only
And
tribe.
that's it.
But those same people will read and say 12 tribes, but
Yeah.
we only know one.
Bro, you will never hear Manasseh or Issachar, from these people, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Right? But hey, it is what it is, man. The scriptures, reveals the truth about people. What's that?
Get speaking up to the wind.
Yeah. Where's that?
We got a scripture for you real quick. You said, why does no one stop, right? Ezekiel 32. Ezekiel should speak up to the dry bones.
Hey, it tells you in the Bible,
Say it again?
that we walk by faith, not by sight.
You guys are racist, but I don't know what he's talking about. I know. You know that.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, I don't take it personally.
But I figured it's some crap.
Yeah, but ignore it.
No, I Anyway, yeah, I got to get back over to that. Sorry, you want to give me a
Yeah,
scripture?
quick scripture. Is,
Yeah.
Okay, but you guys do know that there are black Jews, right? And there are white Jews. And
There
there's
is. You're
yellow
right.
Jews and
No,
green
you're
Jews
right. That's
and
what I'm
purple
saying.
Jews,
That's,
if they're like, if they're,
that's not purple.
Yeah, well,
but I
if
know what
they're-
you're saying.
if they're getting choked, they're purple, right? So
Yeah, okay. But I know what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. The color is not in importance to the ramifications that you guys think. But there is still an importance because it's an indicator. Now, forget the color because that we won't go anywhere with you on that because But one thing that kicked into me and clues into everybody. Everybody expects for there to be a big crowd here when you're preaching. It doesn't have to be a big crowd. What did the Lord tell Ezekiel to speak onto the wind? If so, right? And that's what I'm saying. People think that when you become a Christian and you can just go out there and grab someone and say you can become a Christian. It's not easy like that. There are ways and rules to follow to get there.
Well,
how many people have come? Okay, listen to me on this one. Okay?
Okay.
How many? Because I know the Bible left, backwards, forwards, whatever else. Okay, maybe not verse in scripture or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I could quote you the verse, like I'd have to find the reference, but I could really easily.
Okay.
Okay. Point being, okay, is how many people have you turned to Christ as you've been doing this?
Many.
In how so? How so?
Through the words.
So they've come and they profess their faith to Jesus Christ,
Absolutely.
and
All
then
over the
they've
world.
changed their
Not
life.
to Jesus Christ though. To Yahweh Shai. Because Jesus Christ is not the name or
Jesus-
the proper identity of the
Jesus
Son of
Christ
the
is-
Lord.
Okay, we gotta go.
Well, hold on.
No, I'm done.
Hold on.
There you go.
Hold on.
No, I'm done.
All I'm saying is, you're calling him Jesus
That's
Christ,
what- no,
and he's a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right. Jesus Christ is.
That's blasphemy.
That's not blasphemy. Saying Jesus Christ is blasphemy.
Yeah, because that's not his real name. Jesus.
Hey, you know what? And we will see in the end. We will see. These guys, we will see. That's why it's crazy. That's how you know he's proud, right?
Yeah, because
I can quote the scripture though,
Yeah,
but I
but-
can get into
yeah,
it. Who
exactly.
cares? I can't quote every goddamn scripture in there, but I definitely, if you want to ask me the meaning of the scripture, I can get it.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah, because
point-
Salakiak,
No, go ahead.
with the guy, everything he was saying, it didn't make sense, you know. How many people, you know, did you turn unto Jesus Christ? And it's like the Lord said, you know, just do the work and He will give the increase. It does
Bro,
not
that's it.
matter,
That's
you know.
it. That's it.
Yo, right?
it.
About the 5 talents,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The Lord gave one man 5 talents. He went and what? You know, he brought in 5 other more talents. He gave another man what? 2 talents, and that man what? He brought in 2 talents, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it doesn't matter how many people we bring in or we don't. As long as we preach the word and we, you know, put out that vibration, that's what matters the most. But with these guys, it's a fucking business, huh?
Yeah.
Yo,
That's why they always ask for your number.
Yo, it's a business, right? When you're new, they ask you to come to their church.
Yeah.
Why should I just go to your church? Why can't I go to the church next door?
Yeah.
Why do you want me to go to your church? It's a business, right? With business, you gotta draw traffic. You gotta have more people into your business so that therefore you could say, oh, you know what? I've done good with my business and so on and on, man.
And
That's the
here's money
same
to
thing.
go to show for it because that's a great point.
That's the
Because
same thing.
It makes sense because when they say that, when they say because all these people that call themselves Christian or from church, their prime motive is to bring people,
That's
a bunch of people,
Yeah.
not understanding that, but those will be the same people that read Revelation 7 and what's it called, Revelation 7 and 12 there, and where it talks about 12 tribes of Israel. And the scriptures even give you an exact number of who's going to be in.
Yeah, so are you telling
Plus
me
the
that
1/3.
Exactly. So are you telling me that, you know, there's only 144,000 people that have turned to Christ? Right? There's billions and billions of people who are so-called Christians. Are you telling me that they're all gonna get saved?
Yeah,
Right? It doesn't make sense, right?
that's it, man. That's how you know they void understanding and knowledge, because what they're saying doesn't add up, man.
Yeah.
The Bible's not for everybody. It
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense for everybody to get accepted. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Especially if you believe in hell. That's even more fucked up.
Yeah.
If you believe in hell, and yet you believe everybody's gonna come in, but you still say people are coming into hell, like what the heck kind of confusion is that?
Yeah. You know, and also to show that these guys are not deep, when they use words like Jesus and Christ, and then when you try to correct them on that, then that's when you lose them.
Yeah, that's blasphemy, man.
That
Don't talk to me.
that is unreal right there, because you can't even tell them that that's not the correct name, because when you even try to, they think you're crazy.
Yeah.
That goes to show you how, you know, shallow these people are
Yeah.
on that level,
How
right?
shallow is their
That's
understanding.
crazy, man. Because you gotta dig deep, man.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
what was his real name? Jesus Christ is a Greek term, man.
It's important, and people say, okay, well, even if you had multiple names, what's the point? It's all about salvation and loving Him.
That's it.
It says in Acts
There's
that no one
more.
can be saved,
Yeah.
but by the way through His name.
Yeah.
So, but yet we want to say His
Yeah.
name doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yet you want to be saved.
Hey, and
Like-
and even at that, there's people gonna say, Lord, Lord, open, right? And the Lord said, I never
Yeah.
knew thee.
Yeah.
So even if you
Yeah.
know His name, He goes deeper than that too,
because
man.
you guys will know Yahweh's name,
Yeah.
even if you don't believe, right? Like in the end of times, when all hell breaks loose, best believe your memory's gonna find you the name Yahweh.
Yeah.
Because you heard the men of the Lord speaking it.
Yeah.
And that's why when you yell it, that's why these people think they think they can outsmart the Most High, that they can fool them.
Yeah.
Like they can just yell in the name and trick the Most High. Most High will confuse them for one of the elect.
Yeah. You know, and the beautiful thing, you know,
It's like, yeah, saying the name might show faith, but you haven't put in any work.
Yeah.
That's why the Most High won't pick you up.
exactly, kind.
You know?
And also the beautiful thing about it is that the Lord is actually, you know, the Lord is bringing up all the people, you know, in the world, you know, that are proud and so on and
Yeah.
on, you know, in front of the prophets,
Yeah.
you know, and then, you know, right there, you know, when there is a disagreement, because it says, whosoever despises the word, you know, shall be put to death, you know, roughly paraphrasing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So when you disagree with us and the Lord brought you up here, that's your judgment, man.
That's right.
Because the Lord is using us, you know, to judge you, man.
That's right.
Okay, to tell you the truth, and if you disagree with it, then that's it. That's your judgment. That's your wrath. And then when the chariots and you know all hell breaks loose, then there you go, man. The Lord, you know, basically, you know, showed you, you know, a way out, man. But then you rejected it, man.
right.
So you know, when you got these, like you know, you know, so-called scholars, these pastors, you know, these people who are looked up. You know, people look up to in the world, like, you know, that guy, you know, people look up to him, man.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's a so-called pastor, right? He does this and that. He just got a judgment today, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? He literally, you know, he just got, you know,
His
right?
judgment today.
Yeah, man. So it is what it is, man. But yo, it's crazy, but hey, man, yo, that's the Lord, man. But yo, the Lord is beautiful like that, man, right?
That's it. You want to read Timothy?
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, it's 2 Timothy 2.
Yes. 2:15.
Yeah. That's right.
What's up, boys? What's
Oh,
up?
look at this.
How you guys doing? Oh, you never knew I preached about the Bible? You doing great, right?
Yeah, you did. Alright.
How you guys doing? You guys all right?
What's up, Manny? Thought you guys would be over there balling.
What's that? You good?
You guys should be out there balling today.
Yeah, late registration.
Good to see you.
You should have been calling you.
You guys just finished?
Yeah, we just
got
played
a
first
break.
playoff game.
So you done now?
We have another game at 4:30.
How's the tournament? Is it nice?
Not bad.
It's not bad, is it?
Everyone said there's a lot of downtime in between the games.
Or this morning we were playing right after.
Morning we're playing every half
Bang,
hour.
bang,
What's
went
up,
down
bro?
to the
How you
playoffs.
doing, man? Good. Yeah, that's
But
yeah, that's like
You
teamwork,
ain't
man.
African too, by the way. I know you believe in Africa.
Anyway.
Because if I ask you, let me ask you this real quick. Your nationality, you say you're African Canadian, right?
I'm Nigerian.
Okay, now, and from what tribe? 'Cause I'm from Nigeria too. What tribe?
You're not from Nigeria.
Igbo tribe. That's where I'm from.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Where
I'm
you
from
from?
River State.
Okay, now you know what the word Igbo means?
What does it mean?
It means Hebrew.
It means what?
Ivar, Hebrew.
That's some bullshit.
Oh, look it up for yourself, bro. Believe me, look it up
That's
for
some
yourself.
bullshit, bro.
Look it up for
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. No,
First off,
no,
first
I think
off,
so.
Look it up for yourself.
Haitians, West Indians, they're all from West Africa, transported by the slave trade. So
Yeah.
what the fuck are you talking about?
I never said anything about that.
Oh, yeah, you know, but that's
So how did Levi though? They're all from West Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
So
you
you're
know,
saying
but that's the thing.
Levi made
It
his
goes-
way from Israel to West Africa?
You know
It
what?
goes back way back before Africa, man. It goes way back
Even the
before
name
Africa was always there, man.
No, even the
you
name
can't go
Africa.
back before
Even
Africa.
the name Africa, where did that come from? Luis Scipio Africanus, a white man that ruled, and then the name it after him.
But the land though, the land
that's
was
what I'm saying,
always
the
there.
land, and the people that were there weren't Israelites. The
No.
people that came over there from 70 AD, you know, Renaissance age,
70?
Yeah.
Yeah.
70, look
70
it up.
AD, which is in the Bible, talks about them being scattered. The Israelites got scattered.
They
Some
fled
of-
into Africa.
Some of them fled into Africa, some of them fled over into Europe. But why did they flee in Africa? Because they look just like the people that are there. That makes common sense, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're running from someone to hide,
You
why aren't you
blend
hiding with people that look like you?
Yeah,
Who's
exactly.
gonna know who's who?
Yeah.
That's why they did that.
I
And
gotta
that's
know
why
your
you got-
religion. I want to know. I like this.
Oh yeah, you got
What's it called?
questions?
Yeah.
Hebrew Israelites. It's just
Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, we believe that these,
Oh,
according to the
okay.
Bible.
Okay.
According to the Bible, honestly. But yeah,
But
they-
bro, I don't agree with this.
That's
This is
cool.
That's cool.
That's
This
cool.
is
It's
not
not
correct.
It's all for
forced upon you.
opinion.
Yeah, it's all cool.
It tells
But
you.
if you're gonna say I'm wrong, you gotta prove it. You can't just say I'm
Yeah.
wrong, can't prove it.
but that's
Right?
the proof though.
What's the proof?
Like Haitians, West Indians, they all like just
So what are you saying?
during the slave trade, like it was Indians, like native Indians in there before the slave trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
All these guys were brought from Africa. So you can't
Yeah,
say Levi are Haitians when they were brought from West Africa. The West Indies, Jamaica, they're all West Africans that were brought over during the slave trade.
Yeah,
they're
but
only 400 years in Asia and the West Indies.
Yeah, but those are named. Who are they before those names? That's what I'm saying.
Who gave the names?
That's
I know.
what I'm saying.
That's why I
you're
feel
only-
like
all
I
I'm
feel like
saying-
you should track it before this, like
That's what
before
that's-
500 years ago.
That's what it
This-
says. 70
That's what
AD,
this book.
yeah.
That's why I gave you 70
Ancient times,
AD,
yeah.
ancient times.
70 AD.
That's before the slave trade. Way
Way before any- yeah, a lot of
And what happened then
So
again?
what I'm saying
They
is
went
that
into slavery.
they-
You know, just like in the Bible, it tells you that the Israelites went into slavery.
So
then now
wait,
basically-
you're trying to tell me that everyone came from Israel?
No. Well, yeah. You know.
That's some bullshit.
hold
How can you
on.
say
You know-
everyone came from Israel and they ran away from Israel to Africa?
No.
What are you asking? Every person or every what?
That's where it all.
Everyone, like
No,
all the West
everyone that's-
Africans.
No.
That's where it all-
no. All the West Africans?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
They were always there. That's what I'm
No,
trying to
they're
tell
not
you.
always there.
That's why I say if you relate all these people to the 12 tribes of Israel, that's not right.
Okay, let me ask
Because
you
the
something.
12 tribes of Israel are too small. There were
Salty.
people all.
So let me ask you something real quick. If they started in Africa, okay? Now you don't believe this is fact, but you gotta look it up for yourself. If you got a name, an African name, a tribe that originates from a Hebrew tribe, that should click in some questions already. Should be why.
Anyway,
Where does African
we'll have to go in on this some other time though, but this is not over.
All right, man.
I
You
got
got
it.
it. We got it. We'll check it out. We'll check it out way back.
Yeah, man, we're good. Let's take it easy.
Ball up.
Oh, wait.
Man.
Yeah, take it easy. Nice dog too.
Keep searching, brothers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I knew Salty was yeah, but he's a cool. I knew he was
I'm just going to point out
I
where.
feel like you have the soda and gun right here. It's just ready to.
Yeah, man.
That's
Honestly.
niggas, man. You know, and I like read it, and it's funny because it's scripture that talks about mocking and laughing at them.
They think they're smart.
They think so. Like Salty, he's stupid. He said, what was his example that how can the Haitians, the Levites, be Haitians?
Yeah.
They're not Haitians. They're Levites. One.
Exactly.
Two, and two, the name came from so-called white man.
That's right.
And yeah, they were brought over to Africa, to the Western Hemisphere there. They weren't chilling there from the beginning of time. They were brought over there.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta know your history, man.
Yeah,
If
because
you don't know your history, you're fucked.
yeah, because like what I'm trying to explain to him is that the white man tells you everything started in Africa in a jungle where you were naked, and so on and on, just no civilization whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
What we're telling you is that it started way before Africa, and it started in Israel, and then we put it into Africa, man. People actually think that Africa is it. That's it.
And it makes sense. Man.
You know?
It makes, I know. Yeah, they think Africa is the beginning of all.
Yeah, people can't see, before Africa.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
only
yeah.
see from Africa until now, and that's it.
You're right.
And then what does the so-called white man tell you about Africa and how you were? Basically the white man tells you that we took care of you. We brought you here, we gave you life and so on because you guys were a bunch of monkeys. That's what the white man tells you. But what we're telling you is that in the scriptures, they were Hebrew Israelites. They started from Israel and then they fled into Africa. And then the white man tells you about your history just from Africa and then until now, man.
Yeah. Beautiful point. The so-called white man is not going to tell you history before Africa. Beautiful point. Because before Africa is the truth of who you really are.
Yeah.
Because if you're talking about, when you're talking about before Africa, the idea, that statement alone brings the idea that there's a different nationality in it. We came from somewhere. If we're talking about our civilization before Africa, that means we wants to come from somewhere else.
Yeah. Exactly. And then
Salty's a grown that man. He's like, in his 30s.
Yeah.
Late 30s or early 30s, and still void of understanding.
Yeah. And then when he was talking about about the slave trade, hey, it makes sense, right? Slavery,
Yeah.
West Africa,
Yeah.
Israel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
You connect the dots.
The
yeah.
scriptures tells you that the Israelites were going to go to slavery by the way the ships.
Yeah.
So then fit two and two together. It didn't say Africans were going to go into slavery. It said Israel, man.
That's right.
Actually do your research, man.
Man, you're right. The church did a fine job, man. The church did a fine job with Israel, man. Because fuck the other nations, we don't even care, right? You guys are not coming into this regardless. But Israel, man, 2/3 of you, man, it is crazy. That's why that's why I can get why Apostle Hart says that when Yahushua comes and he gets the spiritual power, he's gonna be jumping over Esau to get to Jake to get the 2/3, because these 2/3 are fucked, man.
Yeah. 'Cause, man, these people, man, like my spirit is getting to the point where, like, if I tell you once and you don't get it, fuck you, man. I'm moving on, man.
Yeah.
Because these people, you can't go back and go with them and actually teach them, because they already come here like, I'm the shit, man. I know my shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you can tell that by how loud they're being. Like,
And their
when
spirit,
Salty
you can
came
just
here.
feel it,
Their spirit. Salty came here, was the only one really speaking.
Yeah.
C was trying to listen. This guy was taking a little bit in, like, but that spirit, it's just that they're
And that's how you point Israel out, man.
that's how you point Israel out.
Man.
That's how you point them out. They're the first ones talking shit.
Yeah.
They come up here.
Yeah.
And that's all they'll do, man. That's true, because some of you jakes that come up here, most of you jakes that come up here, all you do is come in here to talk shit and then leave. That's it. So we cut that shit off right away. You can tell, you can sense when someone's just here to talk shit.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Is with these people, right? They're willing to tell you that what you are saying and what you're doing is wrong, but they can't give you an answer. How can I come and ask you what's your name and you tell me, your name, and then I'm like, no, man, that's wrong.
Yeah, okay, well, nothing comes out. Yeah, all that comes out is
That
bitter
doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
You asked me about my name. I'm telling you my name, but then you're telling me that my name is wrong. So what is my name then? honestly, that's the same concept with these people. They're telling us what we're doing is wrong, and that they don't agree with it, but then
not having.
but then not have an answer.
Right.
You can't tell someone that what they're doing is wrong by not having the right answer. How do you know that it's wrong when you don't have the right answer?
That's right.
That's the same thing, man. You should be able to tell someone that they're wrong when you have the correct answer, because then now you can tell them the opposite side. Just because you feel like it's not the right answer, that goes to show you how you were brought up. You were just brought up off of emotions. And
That's
what
right.
sounds good is what you accept. And what doesn't sound good, you don't accept, even if it's the truth. You know?
That's right.
Because that's the mindset of these people. It's all emotions, man. Just emotions. And then, and then when you actually sit down and have, a very, I'm a good, conversation, or, a very, a conversation, with a lot of information, they can't fathom all of that, man. And then they just give up and say you're wrong and walk away.
Man, you guys are gonna get it, bro. That's all I know. All I know is you guys are gonna get it.
Yeah, man.
You guys are gonna get it.
Should get into the scriptures, man. Fuck these people, man. I hate these people. Man,
Yeah, sometimes they get your shit on fire.
Yeah, man.
And and that's Jeremiah, right? He left for bed. He's like, fuck people.
Yeah.
Where we at?
Do you remember Habakkuk or the one in Timothy is about study show thyself approved?
Let's read that.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
Yeah,
Second Timothy 2 verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
That's right. And it's funny because the people don't think that we've done our homework. They look at us to come out here and they think we're just doing this for fun. That's why people try to make jokes. But man, we just don't go through the time to go through the scriptures with you, because most of you niggas are buffoons. But man, we can prove everything that we are speaking through the word of the man that you claim to believe in. Because people are stuck on that Jesus Christ personal relationship, but don't agree to what he says. How can you be best friends with someone but not agree to a single thing he says?
Yeah, or basically when he's speaking to you, you say, "Oh, it doesn't matter."
Yeah,
it doesn't matter, but I still believe in you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
man. If my friend is talking to me, I'm gonna adhere to what he's saying because it could be very important, man.
Absolutely.
Regardless, you should still open up your mind, right?
And if
But
you're smart, it's the Lord who's speaking to you.
can't, because the scriptures is the words of the Lord, right? So when we talk about the scriptures and you say it doesn't matter, but you believe in the Lord, you're literally saying to the Lord, "Lord, your words don't matter to me.
That's right.
But I believe in you, though."
That's right. Yeah. See, that's it. That's it.
This is the book of John, chapter 3, chapter 5, verse 39. St. John 5, verse 39. It says, "Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me."
See,
They
are they
which testify of me. Search the scriptures.
You gotta see that word testify is key too. The testify means to stand up and speak abroad in public, because like in ancient time, that word going back to the word testes. Grown men back then, because to hold their oath, used to hold their testes and then speak. I swear this is blah blah blah. We're out here right now testifying of Yahushua. Why are we testifying? Yeah, we haven't seen him physically, or none that we remember, but through the scriptures he's been made manifest unto us through the scriptures.
Yeah. Exactly.
Manifest.
It says right here, "Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me."
They are there to testify of me.
That's right, man. So you're supposed to search the scriptures.
That includes the name, his color, the way he looks, every description.
Yeah. And then when you ask them, is everything in the scriptures important? If they say no, then you know that they're bugged up. Most likely they're gonna say yes.
Yeah.
So then, what we're talking to you about color and and this and that, it's important. There's a reason why it's in the scriptures. There's a reason why the Lord, who has all knowledge, put it in the scriptures. Who the hell are you to say that it doesn't matter? Fuck, man, these people, man. Fucking piss me off, man. Isaiah 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
There you go.
No one of these shall fail. Come on. none shall want her mate, for my mouth hath commanded, and his spirit hath gathered him.
Yo, fuck yeah, can you read that again?
Come on.
please?
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Okay.
No one.
Because half of you that come up here and scoff don't even read this fucking book.
Yeah.
Part of my language. Don't even read this book.
Yeah. Come on.
That's why it pisses us off, because it's one thing to come up here and to actually be a steward of the book.
Yeah.
Then you can converse.
Yeah.
But to come up here and we know damn well just by your demeanor you don't read this book.
Yeah, but you have so much to say.
So much input.
Yeah.
So much on how we're wrong and you're right. But you don't read this book.
Yeah.
So study. So the book, it says to read. And that's what we do out here, man.
It's to seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
That's right.
No one of these shall fail,
That's right.
none shall want her mate.
That's right.
For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
And the spirit and it has gathered. My mouth has commanded. We're the prophets. We say it. We command it. We put it out there. But whose spirit gathers them? How about Shimmy Shai?
It's the one that gathers.
That's it. That's it. We're just messengers, man. That's why you so-called pastors, all you have is pride, man. You really think it's in your power, it's the power is in your hands to save a person.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you speak the way you do, and always say that. That's why they always say that you have to choose Jesus to be your
Yeah.
Lord and Savior.
As if it's
You don't
that
choose
easy.
the Lord, man.
As if it's that easy.
Yeah. Hey, come on, read this book. No, this book has a bunch of beautiful things in it. Everybody would choose the Lord then.
And yo, the thing that doesn't make sense, even the men that the Lord chose, they try to run away from
Couple
the
of them
Lord,
tried,
right?
yeah.
You know, Jeremiah, it got to a point where, like,
You have to get swallowed by a whole fish.
yeah. That's what's his
Or
name?
Job, sorry, slack
what's his name? No, Jonah.
Jonah.
Yeah,
sorry,
right.
Jonah.
Jonah. Jeremiah. At one point, he didn't want to do the work.
Yes,
he was like, fuck
They
but
threw him into a ditch.
yeah, but that spirit kept on burning him inside. Where he went on and did it. But some of the men of the Lord that the Lord chose, they did not want to do the work. Moses,
Moses was very timid on
right?
it, man. That's why he had Aaron
Moses was
speak
talking
for
about
him.
his speech and stuff, but the Lord said, right, and so on and on.
Yeah,
so
I created who I know what I did.
Kind of just goes to show you that even the men of the Lord, some of them did not want to be the men of the Lord, but that was their lot. But then you got people here who say, if you
just
choose, you can choose to be, like as if it's, it's something to do, or it's, basically that easy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not that easy, man.
Yo, being a man of the Lord, comes with great responsibility, man. Being a man of the Lord, man, if you slip up, the Lord can jack you up, man.
Sure.
But the Lord can also have an abundance of mercy unto you, man.
Yeah.
The Lord surely loves you.
That's right.
So it's not something that you can just choose to be,
Are you for this or against?
a man of the Lord.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
that's right. That's right, man.
Okay. Tay, can you say hi? Can you say hi? All right, let's go.
Which one was that?
Yeah, you read Timothy.
Yeah.
Then you had a precept. You were just reading the precept about the spirit gathering or something? I don't know where you're reading that from. But you're at Timothy. Timothy 2:15.
Okay, you know what? I'm not religious, but I don't like that.
Which
Don't
one?
ask me. If you got a man, you have any questions, tell him to come over here. We don't deal with women up here.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, so you're racist.
Yeah, we're racist to women, yeah.
Okay. Come here.
That's dumb. So you can bring him out here. You can bring him over here. I'm not talking to him on the phone.
No, I'm not giving you my phone. You think I'm stupid?
There
See,
you go.
there you
There you
go.
go. There's
Hey,
Satan.
so all of a sudden
No, I
now
just
it's-
want a video.
That's exactly why we don't deal with women, man. The emotion gets way
It's
too
because
high
you're
too
ignorant.
fast.
It's not because we don't know anything.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
It's because you're a racist pig.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. There's Satan. Yeah, so it makes complete sense that we're a racist pig to women. Because women is like a different race.
I don't deal with you.
Yeah, that's simple.
Sleep.
Honestly, man, I just don't give no fucks about people who are not in this truth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how mean we are to you or how it sounds. If what I'm saying is the truth, I say I know I'm justified. I can walk away and be happy.
Oh.
Because you know what, man? yeah, we go day to day living and doing things to get by, but we're not of this world. You know, people need to start understanding that. Like the men that are out here preaching, they're not of this place, the society that you live in. Yeah, we're here physically going through the motions because men's got to eat, people got kids, you know, bills to pay. But spiritually, we're outsiders. We don't belong here, and you guys can tell that that's why you guys come up to us like that.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing to be an outsider.
That's right. Yeah, man, you know, like if she comes, just ignore her.
Yeah, come.
You know, this is Timothy chapter 2 verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. You know,
And that's what we're doing out here, man.
right.
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
Yeah.
That's why when we speak, we back it up with our scriptures, and we move on.
That's right. That's right.
That's
man.
simple.
That's right.
Just have to hold the Bible.
And it says, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, right? You know? But,
Keep going.
verse 16.
Yeah.
It says,
Keep real.
but shun profane and vain babblings.
Shun profane and vain babbling.
That's right.
Another why
That's what's happening
another
right
why
now.
we dismiss certain people. Do we know who's up here to talk shit and who isn't? You can tell.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we know who's talking shit here.
And it says, and shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness.
That's right. Increase unto more ungodliness.
That's right. That's right.
That's what this place is increased unto. More ungodliness. This society. Case in point. Perfect example. How many people on this planet have problems with this image? Why?
Maybe
if the book that
Jesus was
speaks
Middle
about
Eastern?
the book
Middle Eastern is a
sorry,
place.
that have problem with this image. Sorry. If people speak about
I
a book
listening
that
to
speaks
the
about the man that dwells in that book, well, this is what he looks like. But when we leave this up, no one's complaining, right? No one gets mad when we say, okay, this is the image of the Lord. But all of a sudden we bring in a new idea, which is the truth, really, that this is what he actually looks like. All of a sudden you get people to come up against you. Because people like things the way they are. They're comfortable. That's the key thing. The key thing is this society and the people that live in it are comfortable. So when you come up and disrupt that comfortability with the truth, they come up against you.
That's right.
Because being comfortable will get you killed.
Yep.
That's simple.
That's right. And it says, and their words will eat as doeth a canker, of whom is Hymenaeus and Philetus.
That's right.
That's right. You know?
You know, it's true because your words set you up for judgment, man.
That's right.
That's why it says when your words will eat away as a canker. If you had canker sore in your mouth, it erodes the tooth.
That's right. And it says, who concerning the truth have erred, saying that the resurrection is past already, and overthrown the faith of some. Nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure, having the zeal, the Lord knoweth them that are his.
The Lord knoweth them that are his.
That's right.
That's it.
And let everyone that cometh the name of Yahushua depart from iniquity. You know? It is what it is, man. You know, people are gonna talk shit about us all day, all night. You know, but then you know what? You got the so-called Negroes in the ghettos. You know, these white people, they come out here, you know, and they destroy everything, man. You know, but then when we speak the truth, you know, people talk shit about us, man. All of a sudden, we're racist because we're standing up, you know, for all the shit that
They've done.
That's crazy, man.
It's whatever. That's just how this society is built like that. People have a comfortable world, and when you come in and poke that world, they'll come up against you. Okay, because the truth is not soft. The truth is rough. So that's why when we say, for example, I heard her saying that to you, we don't deal with women. It's not that we don't deal with women. We have women who listen to us. But when we talk, it's gonna hurt. So most likely you're gonna feel it. So you might as well get your husband to come up here if you have questions, and he can teach you at home. We don't need to deal with you. That's proper. That makes sense. Because we understand the things that we can say easily hurt people's feelings every time.
Men and women alike.
Men and women alike, yeah. You got some men, a lot of men up here who are just as emotional. And some women who are not like that. So, absolutely, that's upside
This
down
is
of this
weird. Can I
place.
take a picture of your dog?
Absolutely.
It's just manly and
Let it on
decent,
there?
and I want to
Yeah,
show
that was
my
yeah, that was verse 19.
He's
I'm
so
gonna continue.
nice.
Yeah, sure.
Fine. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm reading verse 20 right now.
What is
But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor.
Yeah, that's English.
fine.
So American Bulldog is big like
With
that.
that, we're gonna close up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say,
Yahweh,
Yahweh, double honors to the apostles
When
and
did
the
that
the great millstone.
Yeah.
The salutation to the
It doesn't
elect
really
and Christians,
matter,
word
it's
and truth and
wanna
sincerity.
keep just
That's some destruction says which you came to do. Shalom,
Thanks
Akim.
for letting me do that. Try not to get